do this.
Let me call you back. I'm setting up for a meeting right now.
We would cite
Okay.
claims about it.
Hey, let me call you back.
You're saying about this whole thing, right?
Yeah. But once I do this, I'm gonna pledge of allegiance. I gotta administer the oath to you guys.
I don't have one person that we need translation in Spanish anyway. So. I'm not able to do it.
They do have.
Good morning, Spanish interpreter. I don't see our Creole interpreter. Can you confirm whether our Creole interpreter is going to be here this morning?
Sure, I'm going to call the office.
Thank you.
Okay.
I have a Leah Okondo on the call. Leah, if you could please send a chat to let me know what property you're here on behalf of. Just please send a message in the chat box with the property address, please. Thank you. Special Magistrate, we're ready to begin.
Good morning. All right. This is a code enforcement. All right. Where's my name? Okay, this is a code enforcement hearing for the city of North Miami. Today is October 15th, 2020, and I am Beatrice Kessel, Special Magistrate for the city of North Miami. The purpose of this hearing is to determine if a code violation exists at your property as observed and cited by a code enforcement officer of this city. If the city is not able to prove its case, then I will dismiss the case and you may leave. These proceedings are being recorded. Therefore, all persons who are speaking should do so one at a time to ensure that all testimony is clearly audible on the recording device. If English is not your primary language, then please inform me when I call your case. We have a translator who will assist you during the proceeding. When your case is called, since this is a Zoom meeting, I guess when you come forward, please state your full name in relationship to the property. State your full name, business address, and relationship to the property. If you are not the property owner representing the, or an attorney representing the property owner, then you must, actually, that should have been done before this hearing, to have produced a power of attorney affidavit in order for your testimony to be taken on behalf of the property owner. For new cases, you will be asked for the record if you are aware of and understand the violation that is being heard today. And do you understand what is required to resolve the violation? Please answer accordingly. The city will present its case first, and then the property owner and or violator will be given an opportunity to testify on their own behalf or have witnesses testify and present evidence and photographs to and cross-examine the city's witnesses. Following the case presentation, I will issue a finding of fact case. If I find that a violation of code exists or existed at your property, then depending on the case type, I will set an abatement date for the violation to be resolved. Or for repeat violations, I will impose a daily fine amount. For new non-repeat cases, my order will include an abatement date in which you must resolve the violation and a daily fine amount that I may impose at a future hearing date should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date. If I find sufficient cause to postpone enforcement action at this time, I will table this case proceeding to another hearing date in the future. If you do not agree with my finding of fact and or ruling, then the property owner may appeal the administrative order on the case to the circuit court. An appeal must be filed within 30 days of the date of the execution of the administrative order to be appealed. Pursuant to city codes, if the city of North Miami prevails in prosecuting a case before the special magistrate, the city shall be entitled to recover all costs incurred in prosecuting the case. The current cost assessment amount is $100 per case. Once the city records an order that imposes a fine and authorizes a lien against the property, then the city will charge additional administrative fees to record and release the lien. Okay, if everyone is present, who's going to administer the oath?
Special Magistrate, we have the officer who's going to give the pledge.
Okay,
But we can only do the oath and then the pledge. We can't remain standing.
Well, we're administering the oath separately to each person, so we're just going to do the pledge.
you guys are a little muffled. Oh, we're doing the pledge. Okay, I didn't hear that.
Face the flag and repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the
The
flag
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The clerk is going to proceed with the virtual hearing instructions.
Good morning, and thank you for participating in today's special magistrate hearing. I will review the process by which today's hearing will be conducted. Make sure your device is muted at all times unless you're giving testimony on a case. If you are using two devices to participate in today's hearing, be sure your audio is only enabled on one device. If you're registered in advance of today's hearing, your case will be given priority. When your case is called, your system will receive a notification that has been given access to audio and video so that you may give your testimony. If you did not register in advance and you would like to speak on behalf of a case, when the case is called, I will ask whether there is anyone present on behalf of the property. If you want to speak, please click the raise hand button to be given the ability to speak on the case. Once the magistrate allows you to give testimony on your case, please state your name, property address, and relationship to the property. We will swear in the translators and the city staff before we begin, and the oath will be administered to parties testifying on behalf of each case individually. So we're gonna get the oath now.
We're going to move forward with administering the oath to the interpreters. Do I have the Creole interpreter on the line, Spanish interpreter? Spanish interpreter, you have to unmute your line, please.
Hello, hi, this is the interpreter. I'm sorry, I was speaking to the office.
Okay, can you confirm whether we have a Creole interpreter?
Actually, Sonia is calling the interpreter. She's not getting an answer, and she's looking for a replacement at this moment.
Okay, thank you. We're going to move forward with doing the swearing for you at this time.
I'm sorry again?
We're going to move forward with swearing you in at this time.
Sure.
Just raise your,
We need to enable your video, please.
Yes, I am doing that at this moment. Okay.
okay. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the translations which you're about to give in these proceedings will be accurate and correct to the best of your knowledge, skills, and ability? Please say, I do.
I do.
Thank you. We're going to move forward with swearing in the code officers. Officers giving testimony today, could you please come in for the oath?
Raise your right hand.
I'm sorry, City Attorney, we have City of North Miami police officers that are here to give testimony on a case. Should we swear them in at this time? Actually, we'll swear you all in when the case is called. Sorry.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? If so, please say, I do.
I do.
Thank you. Clerk, you can proceed with the first case.
Actually, can you state for the record if there are any additions, corrections, and/or deletions to the hearing agenda?
Yes, I will call first the cases in compliance. Serlene C. Felix, case number CEWWC 2020-00038. GHG on 135 LLC, CEBPR 2019-00063. Greenwood Investments, Inc., CEZCU 2020-00053. Les Choice Homes, case number CEFLR 2020-00003. Les Choice Homes, CEZCU 2020-00010. New Era Chinese Restaurant, CEZCU 2020-00006. New Era Chinese Restaurant, CEFOB 2020-00006. And now we'll call into record all of the cases that have been postponed off of the agenda. D&D Company Properties, CEEXC 2020-00001. Frutois Door, CEEXP 2020-00023. Juan Noguera, CEBPR 2020-00009. Terrace O'Grady, CESSP 2019-00055. Ines Beltram, CERCB 2020-00058. And those are all the amendments to the agenda.
All right, you may call your first case.
The first case is going to be Christopher P. Sander, CESTR 2020-00004, Officer Shanna Sanders, and the permit address is 2076 Northeast 121 Road.
Special Magistrate, we do have an attorney here on behalf of the property. Attorney, I'm unmuting your line now and enabling your camera.
Good morning.
Good morning. Please state your full name for the record.
Yeah, Mickey Marrero from the law firm of Brookhaver, Earl Fernandez, Larkin and Tappan is at 200 South Steam Boulevard here on behalf of the property owner.
Thank you, sir.
Special Magistrate, we're going to proceed with swearing in the attorney and the witnesses that we have here on behalf of the case today. Sure. Can you
Please raise your right hand. Mr. Marrero, can you please raise your right hand?
No,
Now, the attorneys typically don't swear in.
why, we don't swear in the attorneys.
Okay. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say, I do.
I do.
Code Officer Sanders, City of North Miami. Shannon Sanders, City of North Miami, Code Compliance Officer. One moment. Called it out of order. Order. Shannon Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer, here to present, along with North Miami Police Department, violation number CESTR 2020-0004, referencing short-term rentals. This case was originally brought to my attention on August 4th of 2020, whereas I was sent a police report about a short-term rental that took place at the property the weekend of 4th of July. I have the officers here who will give testimony for the short-term rentals, showing that it took place. They had conversations with the occupants at that time who stated they were short-term renters. I have posted the property with a notice to appear on October 2nd. I'll let the officers give testimony as to what transpired at the property.
Can you, Shannon, can you just read into the record the incident reports that we received on behalf of the police department?
As you may be seeing, that's a posting of when the notice was posted and the reinspection date.
And she's not sharing the screen.
You're not sharing what you're
I pushed share screen.
You have to allow her to share on this PC.
What? Who is that?
as attendees, city administration.
I'll go ahead and share my screen on behalf of the officer, Special Magistrate. I apologize about the confusion.
I'm just pushing this right. Okay, that's what I did here.
Shannon, go ahead.
She has to scroll for you.
Okay.
It's her screen.
Give your testimony based on what you see on the screen.
As you see here, this is the notice of when I re-inspected the property. As you see that time when I re-inspected the property was vacant. That's the notice to appear that was posted on the property on October 6th. The incident reports here, this is dated actually July 23rd. It states on July 22nd, 2020 at approximately 000400 hours, I was dispatched to 2076 Northeast 121st Road in reference to loud talking and noise coming from the residence. Upon arrival, I heard music coming from the inside of the residence and people talking at the rear of the residence. The music was slightly audible from in front of the residence. I met with a short-term renter, Mr. Makahasya, who stated that he and 4 of his friends rented the residence for 1 day. He stated that he would turn down the music in attempt to quiet his friends and prevent any further disturbances. The next report I'm showing here, 7/23/2020 at 1:50 a.m. Officer Ferris and Officer Bryant. It states on October 23rd, 2020 at approximately 0127 hours, I was dispatched to 2076 Northeast 121st Road in reference to loud music and noise coming from the residence. Upon arrival, I heard loud music coming from the rear of the residence. The music was audible in approximately 100 feet away from the residence. I met with a short-term renter, Mr. Mahakasa, who stated that he was leaving the property tomorrow. He turned off the music for the night to prevent any further disturbance. This is the affidavit of service, again showing that the property was posted and notified of the hearing date. Notice to appear certified mailing. So as you see, per the police reports, they spoke with the renters who identified themselves as the short-term renter. They were called out for music, but at that time, the renter identified himself as the renter. We've had several complaints about this violation in the past, about this property as a whole. So, I am asking that this file be adjudicated, this case be adjudicated. We're asking for the highest fine possible. So, I'll let the officer speak or I'll let the attorney speak and give testimony, but we are asking for an adjudication to the highest possible fine.
Call your next witness. Actually, Mr. Marrero, do you have any questions for this officer?
Well, I just want to clarify. She had said in her initial testimony that it was July 4th weekend, but then it was the incident reports indicated a different set of days. Just want to confirm, is there something else on July 4th that's being alleged or?
No. It was my mistake. I have to say I'm glad that we did pull up the police report. I was unable to share it, but as you see, per the report, and I have the officers here to give testimony on it, it was July 22nd and 23rd.
Okay, yes, that's all I would have if the officers would like to testify.
Okay.
Shannon, you can let the officers know. I'm not sure who gave the first report.
Good morning, officer. Please state your full name for the record.
Good morning, Officer Alfred Bryant, North Miami Police Department.
Okay. Jennifer, do you have questions for the officer? can't hear
You
you.
have to unmute yourself. No, still can't hear you. No.
You are unmuted from what we can see, but we can't hear you.
Jen, if you'd like, you can call in from a device. In the meantime, Special Magistrate, we do have body cam footage while we wait on Jennifer. Would you like for us to go ahead and share that?
Yes, let's do that while Jennifer's trying to get her audio working.
Which one do you guys want to see first? Which case?
The first report. So there's two videos, Special Magistrate. We're gonna, I guess, move forward with the video that accompanies the first police report brought into the record.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to notify you guys that the officer can go ahead and testify as to his knowledge of the case and the property. Unlike a civil violation ticket case, the city attorney would not be prosecuting in this respect. So the officer can go ahead and testify to, as far as his knowledge of the property. There's no need for questioning at this point. He can display his body-worn camera and what other evidence that he has today to present and what other information he has on the property.
Officer, and while he's setting that up, would you mind moving forward with your testimony? I guess what we're going to see and what your experience was at the property.
I was dispatched. I don't know which case we're referring to because there was two cases, but on both I was both dispatched to both for a loud music call. When I arrived, I made contact with the short-term renter. He identified himself to me and told me that he was going to be there for one day. I asked him, I don't know if this is the call, but I asked him on how many people were staying there with him. He told me 4. And he was pretty cooperative, and he told me that he would lower the music.
Did the video froze?
Hello?
Fast forward, fast forward.
See the screen.
Keep going. Keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
You hit the other one, so you don't get the feedback.
It was this one. Keep going. We're good.
Oh, this is the owner?
Yeah, I go to the owner.
Oh, yeah.
So he has to have
Yeah.
He's gotta give it to everybody.
Hello? Hi, you're renting here or? Oh, okay. Speak English, right? A little. Okay. We're getting complaints about the loud talking and the noise. You speak Spanish? My friend. Okay. You speak Spanish, right? They might need to translate for him because I don't know if he understands. Hello, Rustin. Yeah. No, better than mine. Just wanted to let you know, you are the renter, or
Yes.
all of you guys are renting together?
Yes.
How many is it? How many people are renting together?
How many people?
Yeah, how many people are here?
Four.
Four? Oh, okay.
We are with
Yeah, I just want to make sure it's not a big party or anything like that. Yeah, because we're getting complaints.
No, we are not doing like after party, like.
Okay. We're getting complaints about the loud talking and noise. This neighborhood is pretty quiet, so they're gonna call every time somebody they hear too much noise. Yeah, they call one time.
So sorry.
But I don't know if you guys are on the back, but if so, you might want to come inside and close the door so the sound doesn't travel. Because when you're on the water, it goes pretty far. You can hear it from far, and it sounds louder than what it really is.
I understand.
All right, so I just need someone's ID just to say that I really didn't hear much. How long are you gonna be here?
Tomorrow I think.
You're leaving tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay. You were here just for how many days?
I think tomorrow.
No, you started when?
Like a couple of hours ago.
No, when did you come here?
Today.
So you only went only one day. Oh, okay.
Yes. We got the yacht, we go to the ocean. After that, we rented this one to come here, you know?
Oh, okay.
Because the food's good. But we have to.
You guys come here?
No, we are visiting from LA.
Oh, nice. You guys are going back to LA tomorrow?
No, after tomorrow we are going back, but early morning.
Oh, okay. Like it here?
Yes, of course. This is a nice place. I love the weather, you know?
Yeah. Oh, not like this. So. It was raining. It's raining too much now.
Yeah, if you know, if you're working, for you it's like you're looking different for the weather, right?
Yeah.
Coming tourists, like you like it.
Yeah. Okay, well, enjoy your stay. Just try and keep the noise down. Everybody's saying, okay. Have a good night.
Special Magistrate, would you like to view the second video or?
I just want to know if the attorney have any questions for this officer before he steps down.
I do. Officer Bryant, can you clarify, because the audio wasn't very clear on the video, the person you came into contact, he indicated that he was a renter at the property?
Yes, he did.
And he stated that July 22nd, the date stamp on the video, that was the day that he arrived at the property?
I don't recall, but I believe he said he was only there for one day.
Okay, no further questions.
Your Honor?
Yes, Mr. Varone.
Yes. Yes, hi, thank you. I just wanted to ask the officer, was there any discussion, maybe it's in the second video, of whether any money was exchanged or, what they rented it for? I didn't hear that, and some of it wasn't very clear. And maybe it's in the second video.
There was not. There was not any discussion over how much was paid.
Or that money was paid.
No,
Okay,
he just indicated that he was a renter.
thank you.
All right, who's the next witness?
Does the second video, is that the responding officer for that video, or is there the video tied to another officer? The second video.
You want to confirm?
Just wanted to confirm before we dismiss the witness.
I was the primary officer for both videos.
Okay, go ahead and run the other video.
So I guess it's my angle.
Are we gonna play the second video?
Special magistrate, we're just getting it situated here. So, Special Magistrate, it appears there were two calls. The officer that's currently giving witness was the primary for both calls. The other two officers were the backup. So the second video, the officer giving testimony right now was the primary.
Got it.
Dennis Arabo.
Okay,
Dennis Arabo.
okay, They're actually, yeah, it was, I was dispatched to another loud music call, and we're arriving here on scene now, and we're gonna attempt to make contact with the residents.
Let me just hear it there in the back real quick. Tell if that's in the inside or the outside.
We've been to the same residence this is just two calls out of many occasions that we've been to this residence, and it's common that they hang out in the backyard and swim and make noise. So we're just walking to the rear to see if they're in fact there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's inside. They told me yesterday they were only going to be here for the one day. Yeah, no, I read that report.
Yeah, at that point I realized that it's possibly the same renters from the previous day.
You say anyone? I think that door though goes to like the owner or something. Let's walk around to the back. Up to there. Police? Hi, we're knocking on the front door. I guess you guys couldn't hear. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, we were here yesterday for you guys.
Tomorrow we do. That's it.
I thought you guys were here for 1 day. Change plans?
For 2 days.
For 2 days?
Yeah, 4,000. So.
Okay. All right. Yeah, like I said before, the neighbors are gonna complain. Believe it or not,
you guys doing your job.
Yeah. Some people have to work in the morning.
They're trying our best to go slow down, but we don't make it. That's it. It's gonna be.
Okay. Again, just
trying to chill out the music because they pay money. So.
No. I understand, but everybody else, they want peace. They want to sleep. Everybody doesn't want to party. They can't. They don't have to.
I don't bother nobody, but I didn't even know so much complaint is gonna come.
Yeah, I told you yesterday.
I know you, but I couldn't take my money back because I paid 4,000.
But it's listen what I'm saying. It's a very simple solution. If you guys can play the music, just go inside and play it so everybody doesn't have to hear it.
They said I don't like this air conditioners. It's killing me sick. I cannot. When you get sick, you get the symptoms that you.
No, I understand. Okay.
Over there, they're gonna say, okay, corona.
Well, how about don't play the music?
Now we're distracted.
Listen,
the music carries across the water.
There's what?
Music carries across the water.
Across too?
Yeah, you can drive to the next block and you can hear the music coming
You're using more on that block than you will over here because it crosses the water.
Enough to even do it because it's here, everybody listen. Okay, well, stop it. I guess we don't have no more choice, correct?
Definitely.
So nobody want to go to view. The court is going to be same problem.
Yeah.
So I'm going to come say, please now come down, and I'm going to say, okay, then I don't want to go nothing. I try to go lower the possible.
Okay.
Then it's already getting in. It's just I'm already tired because I have so much fun. Well, thank you guys.
Okay.
Be safe.
All right.
Okay, to answer your previous question, during this interaction with the same gentleman from the previous night, he did mention that he was paying $4,000 for rent.
Yeah, it's the same thing from yesterday. Huh? Yeah, same thing from yesterday. Same guy.
Okay. Any questions for the officer?
Just wanted the officer to clarify, just to make sure the audio was correct. We did hear the renter say that he was renting for 2 days in this audio, in this video, I mean.
Correct.
Mr. Marrero?
I have no further questions.
All right. All right, if there are any other witnesses for the city, or can we move on to Mr. Marrero?
No, Special Magistrate, there's no further witnesses from the city.
All right. Mr. Marrero, anything you need to add?
Yes. So, Your Honor, we were here 2 weeks ago. I represent the property owner, and at that time there was an adjudication for a case also in July. We were told, and it was pretty clear, and I advised my client that he needed to get his tenant under control. My client, owns the property, does not reside in town, and has a valid long-term lease with a renter. And obviously that renter, although does reside there a good portion of the time, appears to have, there've been some issues with some short-term rental. We had a conversation with that tenant, and hopefully the issues won't be continuing. If they continue, he's advised them that he's going to have to initiate proceedings to remove the tenant. But obviously the tenant is paying, and it's difficult to evict someone that is paying, but my client has been in touch. And as to this day, we were told that he had friends in town on these dates. We saw that we were under the impression that since we had a hearing last was October 1st, that was the only case prior to that date until last week when we received notice for this case. And I really didn't have all the information other than my client spoke to his tenant who advised he was out of town that week and had some friends stay over. That's what we were told. As to, I don't know if the city has other cases, because there were some issues here last year, and to my client, it appeared that things had gotten under control. But I don't know if there's other cases the city has pending. Instead of just bringing them piecemeal, I would like them all heard together so we understand what's going on. And again, my client's been made aware of the concerns, and he's trying to address it, but it's just a little bit challenging when you have a legal tenant that is in fact timely paying.
Anything from the city attorney?
Yes, Your Honor. The city would ask that you enter an adjudication of guilty. The city feels that the testimony of the code enforcement officer and the police officer, as well as the body-worn camera footage shown, more than accurately depict that there was a short-term rental occurring on the date of July 22nd and July 23rd. In violation of the city's code. As alluded to by Attorney Marrero, on September 29th, Your Honor did affirm a ticket from a similar violation occurring about 2 weeks prior on July 4th weekend for another short-term rental at the property. In addition to a guilty adjudication, the city would ask that Your Honor enter a finding that the violation is irreparable and irreversible in nature. It's such that the renter can't go back and unrent the property. So the city would ask Your Honor to make that additional finding and to enter a fine up to $15,000 in accordance with Section 21-20 of the city's code.
Your Honor, as to the fine, look, based on the body-worn camera, I'm not going to further question the officer. I think we can live with that this occurred. I have no testimony or evidence otherwise, and I would defer to the officer on the case. However, we had a case here, again, as Ms. Warren mentioned 2 weeks ago, and we were told, please, this has to stop, and if you have any more, the fines will increase. If something were to happen subsequent to now or subsequent to 2 weeks ago, I can understand, but this is a case from July that we weren't aware, my client wasn't aware of when we were here 2 weeks ago. So I think that the increase, that significant increase in fines, I think would be unfair to my client. He is trying to resolve the issue. Hopefully we will not be back before you. I don't know if there's other cases from other days in July or August that we're not aware of. If there are, I'd like to know so that I can advise my client. But I do understand if there's an adjudication and a statement made going forward that fines be, I don't know that 15,000 is appropriate, but that there be additional fines. But since this occurred prior to our last hearing, I would ask that the same fine be entered. I'm not going to contest the adjudication, but I would ask that the same fine that was issued 2 weeks ago be entered, and we will deal with that. And my client will take actions to address his tenant or remove the tenant if necessary.
I don't recall what the fine amount was 2 weeks ago.
Your Honor, you weren't here. It was Mr. Smith, and it was $500.
Oh.
And Your Honor, just so that you're aware, that was a civil violation ticket, which is guided under fine fee schedule under a separate part of the code, which is not subject to today's hearing. Today's hearing, Your Honor, you have the authority to levy anywhere up to $15,000 if you were to make the finding that this is an irreversible type of violation.
I got it. Anything else?
Yeah, I would say, Your Honor, just as to that fine, I don't want to have a legal proceeding on the fines, but as you may be aware, Miami Beach has fines in that range, and the appellate court has overturned them because as excessive. As to irreparable, any noise violation, any garbage violation, those are all theoretically irreparable. Again, I understand the city's position and the city's frustration. Going forward, from the hearing of last week, I've had a conversation with my client. They are aware of the issues. Hopefully there won't be any going forward. But this incident occurred 3 months ago and was prior to that last hearing. So I think it's just unfair that a penalty be imposed going back, since had that been discussed, the cases should have been heard together, I believe, not brought in piecemeal. But since they're brought in piecemeal, I think anything going forward after the warning has been given and after the case has been heard would be more appropriate. But at this time, I would really object to that.
Your Honor, for clarification, the City of Miami Beach cases reference violations in excess of $15,000 that were being levied. Your Honor, our code is within conformance of the Florida statutes, and Your Honor, we would ask that you would levy accordingly under Section 21-20 of the city's code. Thank you.
All right. I have heard the testimony. I've reviewed the body cam videos, and based on the testimony provided, I do find that the violation did exist. I do find in favor of the city. I enter an adjudication. I do find that the violation is irreparable and irreversible. I will enter a fine amount of $1,500. I take what you said under advisement, Mr. Marrero. I do realize that this incident happened back in July. Going forward, you and your client have been warned if we have to come back to handle a situation involving this property and short-term rental. You know, going forward that I have the authority to levy a fine of up to $15,000. And so you can take that back to your client. I do understand you said that they have a good paying long-term lease. And the reason it's probably they're paying so well is because they're subleasing and doing short-term rentals. And, I'm sure there's something written within the lease that your client can use to evict someone who's basically in violation of city codes and in violation of the lease. So if this happens again, if I happen to be the special magistrate on the case, you know that going forward, that the fine can only increase from here.
Understood, Your Honor. We are already looking into that, and I do appreciate your time this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, officer.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming. Have a great day.
Thank you.
The next case on the agenda is Dorset House Association Incorporated. There are two cases for this property. The first case I'm calling into record is CESCN 2019-00003. The property address is 2500 Northeast 135 Street. The officer is Shanna Sanders.
Special Magistrate, I do have an attorney and another individual here on behalf of the property.
Good morning. Is it Attorney Murray?
Mulberry, yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I also have Ms. Falk. Ms. Falk, please accept the invitation to enable your video and audio. Once you are enabled, please let us know you're on the line. So that we can move forward with administering the oath.
I am a condo resident owner. I don't represent the property. I would just like to listen and know the results of the hearing. So
so you won't be giving any testimony. Would you be giving any testimony, Ms. Falk?
No, I will not.
Okay.
Okay, so you can mute. For her, mute. Okay.
Go ahead, Shanna.
Who's my code enforcement officer?
I'm here.
Okay.
I can't share for some reason. It's not us.
Okay.
Code Officer Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Office. Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. The first case that we are hearing is CESCN 2019-00003 for property address 2500 Northeast 135 Street regarding the screens that are missing on some of the units. This violation was originally opened October 6th, November 19th. November 7th of 2019, whereas I sent a notice of violation. I went back to the property on November 22nd of 2019, whereas I met with the I believe at that time it was the president and vice president. We walked the property, did a full inspection. At that time, Ms. Falk did accompany us. We walked the entire property. Screens were still missing. They stated that they would notify the property owners or the occupants that the screens needed to be replaced. As of last week, Thursday, screens had not still been placed on the ones that were missing. I'll let the individual from the management from Dorset House explain why the screens still aren't being, still haven't been replaced.
If I may?
Yes, please.
Okay, so this is just for the screens, but everything is kind of intertwined. So what's going on with this property? They are in the middle of securing a multi-million-dollar loan in order to do concrete restoration on the parking garage, on several of the patios, various portions of the building. They attempted to enter into a contract last November. The contractor, I can't speak too much because it is going to be going into litigation. But as of 2 days ago, we are waiting on the revised commitment letter to close on the loan. We have engaged an engineer to go ahead and facilitate and start. Everything needs to be done in steps. We can't replace the screens yet because several of those patios that need the screens replaced also need concrete restoration. So therefore, we have to decide whose responsibility it is, either it's the owners or the associations. But those screens are going to have to be removed anyways from the properties that need to have the concrete restoration done and then replaced. My client does understand and is not arguing the fact that there are violations on the property, and they are working diligently to cure them. A big part of that is, it's about $2.5 million, the loan that they're trying to secure, and they're just requesting additional time to come into compliance. It has to be done in steps. We can't get scaffolding and different things up there to go ahead and do the necessary repairs without the engineer reviewing the plans. We need to pull permits. And if we're just addressing just the screens, we're going to have to address them again. So we are just seeking, at this point, we're seeking 120 days in order for us to secure the loan, get the permits, and begin working on all of the different items that need to be done to cure all of the code compliances.
Okay. Anything from the city?
Yes, I would like to ask, I know she said that she's working on, I think she said the association with trying to rectify the situation. My question would be how long was that going to take? Because pointing out, this case was originally opened November of last year, whereas the president and vice president came into the office and, talked to me along with our interim director, Ms. Patterson, and asked for an extension, which we did grant because I believe they stated they were meeting with the bank at that time. They were trying to get the funds together. And here we are now, a month short of a year and still, being asked for more time. So I would be, hesitant to really give more time without anything still being done and nothing being approved from the bank. Nothing has, I don't want to say nothing has been transpired, but not seemingly to have nothing being done at this time except for more time being asked for.
Just to answer some of your points, the commitment letter is being revised. It should be closed on, I'm hoping, by tomorrow. We are supposed to get it by the end of the business day today, the copy of the revised letter, in order to go ahead and close on the loan. The association did take steps when they were speaking with you. However, I can't speak too much of it because it's going to be a litigated fact. 2 of the previous loans did fall through. They were nowhere close to what we're at today. And they did have somebody lined up to do things, and then they found out that he misrepresented what he was actually able to do. So therefore, that contract had to be canceled. They have engaged this time the services of an engineer, and we are anticipating to have the loan secured by this week, the first of next week, and then start proceeding with the plan for the stages and start pulling the permits for the repairs. There was also a change of board, I believe, in December after the November elections. So this board has been trying to work diligently. Unfortunately, there was some unfortunate circumstances with the prior person they engaged their services.
Okay. All right. You're asking for 120 days?
Yes, to start pulling the permits or to reset this to see where we're at. At least, I mean, to start compliance. It's concrete restoration and all these things. So I don't anticipate it being done in 120 days, but we could take significant steps by 120 days.
All right.
Special Magistrate, if I can, Code Officer Sanders, I would just like, if we can, I hear her asking for 120 days, but if we can we at least give an adjudication, even if we give a lengthy time for compliance, at least get an adjudication on record, seeing that it already has been a year or a month short of a year that this violation has been open.
I intended to enter an adjudication.
Thank you.
And
I would just respectfully request that no fines be imposed. We are trying to work as diligently as possible to come under compliance.
Your Honor, the fines would not go forward until the time of the abatement date, and that would be something to be considered if there was no abatement. But Your Honor, the city would ask for an adjudication today, as well as an initial fine to be set to encourage the property owner to comply within the abatement time period.
Again, we're trying to comply. We're trying to have the loans go through. I don't know if there is an adjudication or if there is a fine now imposed, if that may hurt our opportunity to get these bank loans and have this property, go through to completion with all the restorations. So by doing that, by adjudicating us and then fining us, it may actually hurt our abilities to have the funds to do what needs to be done. If anything, could we roll this hearing over to 60 days to make sure that we have secured the loan and that we have begun, the plan set and at least started the permit process?
Your Honor, the city objects to that request. The city is asking for an adjudication. The city feels that it's met its burden, and due to the length of the case and the many extensions given internally, the case has been allowed to string along. The city is asking for an adjudication today, and as the officer said, the officer is asking for a reasonable time period for abatement, but the city is asking for an adjudication of guilty today.
I have a question. You're saying, I'm sorry, Attorney Murray. Is it Murray? Okay. All right. You're saying that an adjudication and a fine may actually hurt your chances of getting this loan closed?
Yes, Your Honor. Just because if we're going to start being fined and accruing any types of fines, the bank that's doing the lending, they may pull out. At this point, there hasn't been any liens or fines or anything on the property. And so that's what we're going into this loan to secure with that information. If the information now changes because we do have to answer questionnaires and that type of stuff, it may prevent them from securing the loan or issuing the loan.
Okay, I understand. Go ahead.
I had a question. So seeing as how all that's happening today is an adjudication and no fines are going forward today, how does that impact the loan? I'm not sure why there's an argument that the city, cannot have an adjudication today. There's no fines going forward today. It's an adjudication to move the case along. And also, to acknowledge that the city has met its burden, that the evidence does show that a violation exists. In fact, you haven't denied that the violation exists. So I'm not sure how an adjudication would affect or impact the loan.
We are submitting the paperwork for the loan. We have to fill out several questionnaires and we have to update them if anything changes. And one of those questionnaires indicates whether there's any fines, anything that could negatively affect the property. And at this point, we have answered no. So if now we have to go resubmit the paperwork, it could affect their decision on whether to issue the loan, and it will extend the process for securing the loan because we would have to redo the paperwork for it and update the information that's already been presented.
Here's what I'm going to do. Look, I understand your position, city attorney, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you 30 days. I'm going to table this for 30 days, giving you an opportunity to close on the loan. When we come back, I want to hear where we are. And it could very well be, because to me, we're not trying to hinder, the situation and make it impossible for you guys to get the loan to do the work that needs to be done so that you can get out of the violation to begin with. And so if we can give you 30 days and you can make it work within that 30 days and push for it so that you can secure the loan, because I do find that you're in violation. But at the same time, I don't want to enter an adjudication and a fine and then basically tying your hands to be able to secure the loans to do the work to get you out of violation. I understand this Oakland City's objection. I understand their position because this has been ongoing for a while. I don't know when you guys got involved with the situation, but now that you're here and you're aware what the situation is, trying to push for it, trying to secure the loan, and then we're going to deal with it in 30 days. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Will I receive a new notice of hearing for that date? Does it get mailed?
You're mute. Officer Sanders, you're in mute.
Go ahead, Sharon.
Yes, you will. She will receive another notice to appear.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
The next case on the same property. We have another case on the same property and she logged off.
She logged off. Was she aware of that?
I specifically said.
Well, when she came on, the special magistrate, she said she was speaking on behalf of both items. I don't know if you heard her say that, but I think she thought we were hearing both cases.
And there also seems to be somebody in chat that's chatting out evidence of the case. I'm not sure if that person wanted to testify on the case.
She indicated that she did not, so I'm not going to be reading any chat messages. Anything else? Okay, let's hear I don't know why the attorney logged. She probably, she forgot she was on for 2 matters.
Do we have a number for her on the registration?
See if we can get her back on the line. Let's call the next case.
No problem, special magistrate. Just give us one moment, please. All right, we don't have her she didn't register with us, so it doesn't appear as though we have any contact information.
All right, let's do this. Let's reset that case. Let's allow the 2 cases to run together. Let's reset it. If you want to read it for the record, we'll reset it for 30 days.
Dorset House Association, case number CEGMP 2019-00142. Property address 2500 Northeast 135 Street. Just to confirm, both of these were tabled to the next hearing, December 3rd.
Thank you.
We'll table it until she's on the next,
which is December 3rd.
Special magistrate.
Okay, the next case that I will read into the record is Alvaro Merchan. This customer has 2 cases. The first case is going to be CELDR 2019-00007. The property address is 1451 Northeast 132 Road. This particular case was adjudicated previously. The abatement date given was January the 8th of 2019. On this case, the fine was set at $200, and it is in reference to the driveway which was installed in the front lawn. The officer is going to be Shanna Sanders.
It's the person, where's the property owner?
Special magistrate, we do have someone here on behalf of the property. I apologize, my computer is having just a quick technical difficulty. If you just give me one moment, so I can enable their cameras.
And if I can, before we get the property owner on here, just a correction. This is not for a driveway that was installed. It's a driveway that needs to be installed. Just want to make sure we get that on the record. It's a driveway that needs to be installed.
Okay. Are we still having difficulties? Can we take a 2-second break? I need to,
Yes, Special Magistrate, please, you can go ahead and do a recess. or
Okay.
break.
all right, let's reset for 5 minutes.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Claude? Okay, thank you. No problem, thank you. Okay, bye-bye. Downstairs, one girl didn't sign in the queue list, and Wayne got a guy signed in there that's not even on the agenda. I'm asking what's his name.
He doesn't have a, they should
He's not
have
even
a copy of the
answering.
agenda.
He's not even answering.
Ricardo.
This is too new, because we're still on there, and it looks like we're still on.
Are we ready?
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Mershon, we've just added you back, promoted your call to enable your video. Please accept the invitation to allow access to video. And I do have a request for Spanish interpreter. So Spanish interpreter, please enable your video as well. Mr. Alvaro, if you're on the line, please accept your video invitation and unmute yourself.
So this is the interpreter.
Thank you. Interpreter, would you mind maybe communicating with Alvaro Mershon and instruct him to enable his video and audio?
Okay. I'm sorry, what's the name of the witness? Can you repeat that?
Alvaro Mershon.
Alvaro Mershon. Okay, I can see his audio is off and the video is off. I have no ways to activate myself his audio.
But he can hear us, Spanish interpreters,
Okay.
so if you can interpret
all right.
to him in Spanish to accept the invitation.
Sure. Señor Álvaro Merchant, por favor puede activar su video y su audio porque sabemos que está conectado, pero no lo podemos ver, no lo podemos escuchar. Por favor puede activar su audio y su video, señor Álvaro Merchant.
Do we have a phone number for him? Special Magistrate, we're going to try to call him to see if we can get him on the line via telephone for instruction, if that's okay.
Are you speaking to the interpreter?
No, I was speaking to the magistrate.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Because I was gonna say pass it, because if he's here and he's not responding, then I was gonna say move on to the next case. But go ahead.
Just give us one moment, Special Magistrate. We're trying to contact him really quick. If not, we'll move on to the next one.
Okay, no answer, Special Magistrate, so we're going to move on to the next case.
Okay.
The next case on the docket is going to be Monica Davis. There are two cases for this property. The first case we're going to call into record is CEBPR 2019-00047. The property address is 13280 Northeast 16th Avenue. The officer is Shanna Sanders.
I did have Monica Davis on the line, Special Magistrate, but it looks like I don't see her. Monica Davis, if you are on the call, please click the raise hand button so that I can identify you. I do see a telephone number listed, but no name attached to it. If that's you, please just click the raise hand button. Otherwise, Special Magistrate, we don't have anyone on behalf of this case any longer.
Is this the person who had, looking at the chat, she indicated that she had to log off. It seems like she went back to work and requesting that to give her an opportunity to reschedule so she can take longer time. I believe she sent a prior text indicating that she needed to go back to work.
Yes, that is correct. So we will take that into consideration.
Yeah, let's reset it for her.
The next case on the agenda is ASAF Alon and wife Jennifer. The case number is CERCB 2020-00064. The officer is Shanna Sanders.
I do have Mr. Asaf Alan on the call. Please accept the video invitation and audio and let us know when you're on the call so that we can administer the oath.
Good morning, sir. Please state your full name and relationship to the property.
My name is Asaf Alon, and the property address is 2190 Northeast 122nd Street, North Miami, Florida, 33181.
Your relationship to the property?
I'm the owner, me and my wife.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sir, I would like to give you the oath. Can you please raise your right hand?
Sure.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm that the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. This is a case for property address 2190 Northeast 122nd Street, violation number CERCV 2020-00064, referencing the parking of a recreational vehicle, more or less a trailer and jet skis parked on the front of the front lawn of the property. I originally cited this violation or this property on September 17th, sent the notice of violation. The property owner called and spoke to me. It wasn't this gentleman, but a woman came in and spoke to me stating that they had a variance for the property that was issued back in 2015, 2016. I looked in the system. I did not see any applications on file. I proceeded to have a conversation with her and explained to her that the trailer and jet skis needed to be removed or a variance needed to be obtained. As of last week, October 8th, Thursday, the jet skis still remained. I will be given to testimony or put on the record. The property owner came in yesterday stating the jet ski had been removed or the trailer was removed. I drove by the property this morning very quickly. I see that it has been moved from the west side of the property to the east, but it still remains at the property. I do have photos if you would like to see, and I'll let the property owner give testimony as to why the jet ski remains, why a variance hasn't been obtained, and what's his next step on abating this violation.
Right. So if you drove by the property this morning, you saw the jet ski is not there. It's only the trailer. This is a double jet ski trailer, and it does not fit in my backyard or anywhere. I put it for sale. Hopefully I will sell it by today. I had removed the jet ski and I had to put it in somebody else's trailer, and he had to put it in his own backyard because even the single jet ski didn't fit in my backyard. You're right. I was there yesterday and I tried to explain to you, but you're never there. You never called me back. And even my wife sent you a couple of emails, back then the story is like that. In 2007, we applied for the variance permit, and we did everything that the city asked us. We put the bushes, we got the signature of all the neighbors, and we had actually jet skis and a boat over there for several years on and off. The jet ski was in a marina. Now, with the pandemic, we had to remove it because we couldn't afford the marina anymore. And we're gonna reapply, I guess, for the variance license or permit. But like I said, I did remove the jet ski. It's only the trailer over there, and it's going to be removed by this weekend.
I just want to point out, even though the jet ski is removed, the trailer still remains as he's, agreeing. That still needs to, the violation still exists. So both needs to be removed in order for compliance to be met.
Okay. All right. He said he's going to try to get it removed this week. And so, sir, I do find that the violation does exist. I find in favor of the city entering adjudication. I will give you, what is this, October? You have until October 29th by which to resolve the violation. And if the violation is not resolved, there will be an abatement date of $250. There will be a daily fine amount of $250. So it's in your best interest to try to get it removed, sooner rather than later, okay?
It will be removed, Your Honor. I promise.
All right, sir. Good luck to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
The next case on the agenda is Alameda Gardens, case number CEFLR 20200035. Property address 1965 Northeast 135 Street. Shanna Sanders is the officer.
I do have someone here on behalf of the property special magistrate, Leah Okonda. Please accept the invitation for video and audio so that the clerk can administer the oath.
Mr. Allen is still showing on the screen. Can you remove him? Ms. Okondo seems to only have audio. I don't see video for her.
Leah, can you please enable your video? Do you have video?
Is she on the line?
Yeah, are you on the line? She was dialoguing via the chat. I'm not certain.
She said something about being on the break.
Connecting her phone.
And connect on the phone. Ma'am, can you hear us? What's going on? Miss Okondo? Is it how you say her name?
I think so. She's saying she can hear Special Magistrate, but Ms. Okondo, we're unable to hear the case without video and audio. Would you like us to maybe give her some time, Special Magistrate, and come back to the case so she can connect?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll call the next case.
This case is downstairs in queue. I already called them off.
What happened to, what happened to, we call them out?
They're not here.
Oh, okay.
The next customer is Jaminian, case number CEWWC 2020000015. Edme St. Louis is the officer. We should be downstairs.
And the property owner is here at the City Hall. I'm going to enable the computer in City Hall for.
You just gotta do it then. Okay, here we go.
Ahí yo le dije a gente que no tiene que tocar nada. Ok. Usted no es un intérprete que se nada. No tiene que tocar nada. No va a tocar nada,
Can we swear them in?
Good morning, Mr. Jaminian. Can you please raise your right hand? Mr. Jaminian?
That she has an interpreter. Does he have an interpreter with her? With him? I'm sorry.
Señor, hola, hola, buenos días.
Buenos días, señor.
Yo soy su intérprete.
Ajá.
Yo soy su intérprete, por favor, levante la mano derecha.
Levante la mano derecha. Ah, ok. Mira, déjame el grupo porque...
Do you solemnly swear? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Jura solemnemente que el testimonio que dará en este caso será la verdad, toda la verdad. ¿Lo jura ante Dios?
Sí, señor, sí, lo juro.
Está bien. Puede bajar la mano. Quédese ahí donde está, no se mueva. Ahí quédese.
Que no se mueva. Que no se mueva.
Sir, what is your name?
Mi nombre es Víctor Jiménez.
My name is... ¿Cuál es su nombre otra vez?
¿Cómo?
¿Cuál es su nombre?
Víctor Jiménez.
Víctor Jiménez. Víctor Jiménez.
Okay. All right, let's proceed.
Good morning, Code Officer St. Louis. This violation is in regards to the roof that needs repairs. Is for the property owner to apply and obtain a building permit to repair the leaking roof for every time it rains. This violation was originated back February 7th, 2020, based on a complaint from the tenant that resides at a single family home that is split into a multifamily.
So are we here for the leaks, or are we here for, what is the violation about?
For the property owner to repair the roof.
Okay.
Buenos días, señor Orlando.
Do we have any information to share?
Yes, we do. Notice to appear, the notice to appear was posted on October 6th at approximately 1:54 p.m. On the day that I did posted the notice to appear, I did call the property owner. According to the property owner, he stated that he wasn't around the property. As you can see in the picture, is the roof leaking at the time of the violation was issued. However, since then, I have yet to get access into the property because the tenant no longer resides there no more.
Okay. And these were taken in February?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
As you can see, in the photos with the leaking is causing mold into the tenant's closet and other issues with her clothes, as well as the property owner not wanting to fix the issue.
Okay. All right, sir.
Your Honor, may I translate?
Yes, please.
Sí, señora, yo soy su intérprete. A usted le han llamado por una violación al código y es en relación con los daños en su techo y las reparaciones y el permiso, y según las fotos que han mostrado, se ve que hay bastante daño, se ve que hay agua corriendo y que ha producido moho y todo eso. Go ahead, Your Honor.
Okay. Sir, what's going on with the house and the roof?
Señor, ¿cuál es el problema de la casa y el techo?
Ya no está listo, no está arreglado, este señor se mudó y todo. Allá ese señor no vive, se mudó de una vez. Entonces se reparó.
Un momento.
Tiene que mandar un inspector para que lo vea la casa. Por todo está arreglado. Hace más de 7 meses de eso.
Well, this has been, this is already more than 7 months ago. The house has been repaired and the inspector can go and check it.
Okay. All right. You should have reached out to the officer and basically so that she can go back to the property and try to inspect it to make sure that the work is done up to code. And are you saying that you replaced the roof?
Bueno, usted debía haberse comunicado con el oficial para que el oficial vaya a la casa, para que pueda verificar. Señor, déjeme terminar, por favor. ¿Usted ha cambiado el techo?
¿Cómo?
¿Usted le ha cambiado el techo?
No, todo está listo, todo está arreglado, todo.
No, señor, escuche. Everything has been fixed. Everything is fixed.
Did he not have to pull permit to do some of the work?
¿Usted tuvo que sacar permisos para hacer el trabajo?
¿Para eso? No. Yo vine aquí y me dije que yo podía hacerlo porque eso es pintura.
No, not needed, because, this is only a matter of painting.
¿Cómo?
Painting don't fix a leaking roof, is it Mr. Milian?
Señor Milian, la pintura no arregla cuando un techo está liqueando.
Pero está arreglado.
But it is fixed.
¿Eh? El techo está arreglado.
The roof is fixed.
All right, Officer, who's here? Who's my officer?
St. Louis.
Okay, Officer St. Louis, he's indicating that everything has been fixed. Sir, when can the officer go to the, on the property to see, what type of work has been done on the property?
Señor, la oficial, ¿cuándo puede ir a la casa para verificar que todo ha sido arreglado? ¿Cuándo ella puede ir?
Cuando quiera.
Anytime at all.
Let him know I will be giving him a call and then schedule an appointment to meet with him first thing in the morning.
Bueno,
tomorrow.
Yo voy a darle una llamada para hacer una cita para verlo mañana a primera hora. ¿Está bien?
Está muy bien, sí.
Very well.
Mañana es sábado.
Tomorrow is Saturday.
Obvio que sí está bien, perfecto.
No, it is Friday. Perfect.
¿A qué hora van a ir?
What time are you going?
They can coordinate that amongst themselves. But for now, I just want to make sure that the officer will get an opportunity to go back and see what work has been done. Because I understand there is a leaking roof, but Mr. Milian has testified that all the work has been done. And so we're going to confirm that the work has been done up to code. And so we want to bring this case back on the, what is that? November 5th.
Bueno, entonces la oficial se va a coordinar con usted, la va a llamar para ver a qué hora va a la casa mañana para verificar y de todas formas quiere asegurarse de que todo está hecho bajo código y de todas formas hay una próxima cita para verificar todo eso en noviembre 5. La oficial la va a llamar.
Está muy bien.
Perfect.
Right.
I understand.
Because the officer have not had an opportunity to go back on the property to see if this matter has been resolved, I'm going to table it to give her time to do so, and we'll bring the case back on November 5th. Okay?
Bueno, como la oficial no ha tenido tiempo de verificar esto, entonces una vez que ella verifique, estoy reprogramando esto de todas formas para noviembre 5.
Okay, está bien, gracias.
Okay, very well, thank you.
Magistrate, the next hearing date you're going to be presenting before would be December the 3rd. Table it to December the 3rd so that you can hear the case again.
Sure, that's fine. Yes, please.
Thank you.
Eso tiene 7 meses ya resuelto el problema. Eso es de febrero.
Repita, por favor.
Eso que esta queja es de febrero. Eso hace 7 meses ya.
Well, you know, this complaint started in February. You know, already 7 months has passed.
Well, I understand, sir. I understand.
Lo entiendo, señor, lo entiendo.
Como quiera van a ir mañana.
So, you're going to come tomorrow.
Está bien, yo le espero.
Very well. Very well. I'll be waiting.
All right, sir. Have a good day.
Que tenga buen día.
We're going back to an item that I previously called for Alameda Gardens, case number CEFLR 20200035, property address 1965 Northeast 135 Street, Officer Shanna Sanders.
Good morning, ma'am. Please state your full name and relationship to the property. You're on mute. You're still on mute.
Now, can you hear me now?
Yes, thank you.
Awesome.
Your name and relationship to the property.
My name is Leah Ocando, and I'm the property manager for the owner. This is the owner's office where I'm at right now.
Thank you. Can we swear in, please?
Please raise your right hand. Ms. Ocando, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer, here for property address 1965 Northeast 135 Street, violation number CEFLR 2020-00035, referencing failure to renew the business tax receipt. I originally opened up this violation June 18th of 2020 when I received an email from the business tax receipt office regarding businesses that were out of compliance with renewing their business tax receipt for the past 2 or 3 years. I inspected the property, whereas I made a phone call to, I believe it was Miss Leah. We had a conversation. I explained to her that the license needed to be renewed as well as the certificate of use. She stated that she did not receive a bill in the mail. And she was waiting for that to come. She was unwilling to come to the office to inquire about it. She said with COVID going on, she felt that the city should reach out to her or do everything through mail. I tried to reach out to her, a little while after that, have not had any further contact with her past. I want to say it was either July or August, we talked. As of last week, the license still has not been renewed. Certificate of use still has not been renewed. I'll let the property owner, if not the manager, explain what's going on with the business and why it has not renewed their business tax receipt for the past 2 fiscal years, being 2018 to 19 and 2019 to 2020.
All right. Ma'am? What's going on?
I'm so sorry. It's all on me, okay? I was one of the very first people sick, and I was home for almost 3 months. Came back in July. I have a ton of outstanding work on my desk, but I promise that I will take care of this right away. That's all I can say. It's on me.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear about your diagnosis. My only concern is that this did not just happen. This has been ongoing for 2 years. It was not renewed in 2018, and it was not renewed for this year. And so for that, I do find that the violation exists. I find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Ma'am, I'm giving you until, we're due until December 3rd?
Yes.
Okay. Giving you until November 26th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $300.
I guarantee you that it's going to be done sooner than that.
Great. Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
Thank you so much. Okay.
The next case on the agenda is Exotic Like Me, case number CEZCU 2020-00004, property address 13237 Northwest 7th Avenue. The officer is Shanna Sanders.
We do have somebody here in City Hall on behalf of this case. We're just waiting on them to enable the computer.
Yeah.
And this is the bar right there. And you don't need really take the
Good morning. Please state your full name and relationship to the property.
It's Andrew Line, and I'm the business owner.
Why, I can barely hear you. Can you repeat that again one more time?
It's Andrew Terrace, and I'm the business owner.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Andrea, can you please raise your right hand so I can swear you in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer for property address and business address 13237 Northwest 7th Avenue for violation CEZCU 2020-00004, referencing the certificate of use for non-renewal in or non-obtaining of the certificate of use. This violation was originally opened and brought to my attention February 5th of 2020, whereas the Business Tax Receipt Office notified me for about all the businesses that had been out of compliance for 2 to 3 years. I visited the property. I spoke with the property owner. We met in the office a couple of times. As of last week, the certificate of use has not still been paid. The certificate of use is out of compliance since the 2016 to 17 fiscal year, 2017 to 18, 18 to 19, and 19 to 20. So 4 years out of compliance with not having certificate of use. She did come in, Ms. Andrea came into the office, we had a conversation. She stated that she had spoke with, I believe at that time, it was our city manager and the Business Tax Receipt Office who made some type of payment plan. As I explained to her, I don't deal and talk money, I only talk violations of compliance. So I made a notation on the computer about our conversation, but I don't know anything about that arrangement. Nothing was documented or given in reference to that. So I'll let her give testimony regarding that. But as of last week, the violation still remains and the business is still 4 years behind with obtaining in or renewing their certificate of use.
Okay. Ma'am?
Yes.
Do you understand the violation?
Yes, I understand the violation. I wasn't aware of because I had a partner that was in the business with me, and it was my responsibility to take care of the license part and the paperwork. I was just the one that took care of the merchandise, the inventory, the pictures, the selling, not the actually paperwork part of the business. And when it came to my attention that I received a letter in the mail, I was shocked, and I sent down here to the code enforcement office when I first addressed the issue, and I had spoke to the mayor of North Miami, and he set up a payment plan for me, and I was paying. I started making a payment on it, but then when the pandemic came, it knocked me back behind because my business was closed and I wasn't making no money. That was the only source of income that I was receiving from that business. So what I did, I was talking to the man that owned the building also, which is Michael. And you can know with Michael, I'm behind with the rent over there too. But I was making the payment before the pandemic when I was on the payment plan to catch up with the license. And I did make a payment yesterday on the license. I still owe a balance on it.
All right. So you're saying that you have an agreement, a settlement agreement, so that you can make partial payments?
Yes.
Okay. And you have your receipts to be able to show that to the code enforcement officer? Do you have anything in writing? Is the agreement in writing?
Yes, they should have a copy also. I forgot the author, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, I think his name is Arthur.
Arthur?
Yes.
Okay.
He's the one that set me up on the payment plan.
Okay.
Before the pandemic and everything happened.
Okay, and that's with the city itself, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do you guys, Ms. Sanders, do you have? Go ahead.
Special Magistrate, I was actually going to ask her with whom she had the payment arrangement and what the payment arrangement consists of, but you're referring to the Deputy City Manager, Arthur Sori?
Yes.
Okay, so we can confirm with him, and do we have a contact for Andrea?
I believe I do, but she has my number. She can give me a call back and just text me her information, but I have both her and Mr. Michael Stahl, the property owner's information.
Okay, so we'll check with the Deputy Manager on that, Special Magistrate, and follow up with Ms. Andrea here and move forward that way.
All right, so let's reset it 30 days to give you guys an opportunity to confirm that she does in fact has a payment plan, a settlement with the city clerk, and go from there.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
Thank you.
The next customer has 2 items on the agenda. The name is Irene Backham. The first case I'm going to call into record, SSP 2019-00049. The officer is Karen Jean Lewis.
Ms. Malcolm is here, special magistrate, so I'm going to go ahead and enable the public computer.
Okay, have a seat. You're there.
Good morning, ma'am. Please state your full name for the record and relationship to the property.
Linda Balcom.
I'm sorry?
Linda Balcom, B like Boston, ALKUM, and I'm the owner of the property.
Okay. Where's my code enforcement officer?
We're going to swear her in.
Ms. Backham?
Yes.
I need to swear you in, please. Can you raise your right hand?
Yes.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Madam Magistrate, I want to remind you, this case is brought before you again. The abatement date was May the 8th to allow the customer to take the paperwork to her contractor on both cases, and the fine set on both cases is $250. I'll give it over to the code enforcement officer now.
Good morning, Code Compliance Officer Karen Jean Lewis. We're here in reference to 2 violations at the property. One being the boards that are on the window under CESSP 2019-0049, and also the roof that needs repair, CEWWC 2019-0068. At the last hearing, you allowed Ms. Balcom time to submit the application for the permit, for the roof permit. I did an in-house check this morning, and I noticed that a application was submitted this morning at 9:03 a.m. by Paul Baines Roofing. As of the final reinspection date, which was October the 8th, the roof still remains in disrepair. There wasn't an application on file at the time.
The case that we're on is reference to the plywoods and the windows. That's the first case.
The plywood still remains on the windows.
Plywood still on the window. All right. Ma'am?
Can you repeat about the windows?
I'm only seeing the top of her head. Can somebody fix her? Okay. Thank you. So lean back a little bit so that we can see you.
Okay. Is that at the top of the screen? Okay.
It's as low as it goes, special magistrate. I just checked on that, but she just needs to sit up. So Ms. Malcolm, if you can sit up, please.
Okay. You can stay the way that you are. That way we can see you. Tell me what's going on, because the last time we were here, I know that you had a contractor that you were going to contract with to do the work.
So I got that down, and then the other, tell me about what you said about the shutters.
I can't understand it, the thing that you're saying. Sit back, you're leaning again. Back. Okay, speak clear. Give me 1 minute, because we're speaking over each other. Okay. So try to speak clearly. I'm not going to ask you to remove your mask. I know you're wearing it for your protection, but you have to try to project your voice.
Okay.
Speak clearly so that everyone can hear you.
Okay. Will you please repeat about the shutters? Someone said, you think it's not removed or something? Is that what I don't know.
The plywood still on the windows?
No, everything is done.
What does that mean, everything is done?
All the plywood is removed.
All the plywoods have been removed?
Yes, I removed it.
When were they removed?
Well, before this morning when I came here yesterday, I removed them.
They were removed yesterday.
Yes, I removed them.
Okay, when you say I removed them, you personally removed them?
Yes, I did, and with a little help with some of them.
Okay. Officer Jean Lewis, I apologize. When were you there last?
October the 8th, which was the final reinspection date.
Okay, so on October 8th, they were still on the windows, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so she's indicating that they were just removed. Other than the plywood,
I tried to get them done as soon as possible. I tried, but thank God I got them done in time. So
okay.
Down.
All right. The what was the other case? What was the other violation? I have plywood on the windows. What else?
The roof that is in disrepair.
On the windows. But for the roof, what we needed was for her to have applied for the permit, no?
Someone submitted an application this morning on behalf of the property. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so application have been submitted. And we already have, this case has already been adjudicated from my notes.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Excuse me, can you interpret what that means? Agitated?
Can you say that one more time?
Can you interpret what that means without me looking it up? That it's agitated?
Okay. Do you guys hear her?
She wants you to explain what it means when you stated that the case has been adjudicated.
All right. So basically, we've heard this case before. I know personally this is the second time you've appeared before me. But prior to that, this case was heard by one of the magistrates. I don't know if it was me or someone else. So the magistrate did find that you were in violation. And so they find in favor of the city, entered what is called an adjudication, meaning that they find you guilty of code violation. Okay. And at the time, they gave you until May 8th to resolve the violation, to bring your property up to code. Okay. So this has been ongoing. We've been going back and forth since, well, I'm assuming that was prior to May, since your abatement date was May 8th. Okay. So it's been going on some time. The last time you were here, I gave you the opportunity to do just what you said that you were going to do, which was to, have your contract with your contractor so that you can have someone submit the application to obtain the permit so that you can start working on the roof. Is it the roof? I want to make sure.
Yes.
That's right. Okay. So the code enforcement officer testified that someone has just submitted their application this morning. So that process is ongoing. And then when she went back, because your abatement date was October 8th, meaning that you were supposed to have the plywood removed from the windows and have submitted the application on the 8th. You didn't do that, but you're saying that it's happening now. You said the plywood has been removed and the application, the officer has testified that she noticed it, that it has been filed. So at this point, let's just bring the case back in a month or whenever I'm going to be here. Officer, the code enforcement officer will have an opportunity to see if you did in fact remove the plywood, if you aren't in compliance, and then we're going to let the process in obtaining the permit to repair the roof, basically run its course. Anything else?
Well, since I live so close by, and you could even email you if you want. I mean, I don't know how you're gonna said it's been done because it's very easy to see they're all down.
I don't know why I'm having such a hard time hearing you, ma'am.
I was saying, since you patrolled the area, you'd probably be able to tell you sooner even that that's been done, because all you have to do is look at the house and see that all the shutters are down. Because, you know, I didn't have all the shutters up. I didn't have the whole house. I'm wondering why the house next door, they have a board up, they still have theirs up. I don't know why. But anyway, mine are all down.
Okay. I can't say I heard everything that you said, but I heard the part where you said that the plywoods are down. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I said. The officer will have to go back, make sure, you know, because when she went back there, back on the 8th, they were still up.
Yeah.
It's your testimony today that they're down, so she has to go back to see to make sure that they are in fact down. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, guys. So are we going to? I'm not going to ratify the fines if we're starting to see some compliance. Anything else?
That's all.
Let's table it for Pilar. When do we set it for?
December 3rd.
Okay. All right, ma'am. We'll see you on December 3rd.
So why do I have to come back December 3rd?
Because we want to see progress. We want to see where we are on this case. Okay? So you need to have your contractor, engineer stay on top of it to make sure that you get your permit and get this repairs done, or at least started. Okay? All right. Have a good day.
Thank you.
We're going to go back to 2 items on the agenda for Monica Davis. The first case we're going to hear is CEB PR 2019-0047. The property address is 13280 Northeast 16th Avenue. Shanna Sanders is the officer on this case.
We do have Ms. Davis here on the call. Ms. Davis, we're going to give you the oath.
Could you please raise your right hand for me?
Please unmute, please. Please unmute yourself. Thank you.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ma'am, please state your full name and relationship to the property.
Monica Davis, owner.
Thank you.
Okay, I see, yeah. I thought I was not gonna go up. Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami, Code Compliance Officer. This is a case for property address 13280 Northeast 16th Avenue, violation CEBPR 2019-00047. This violation was originally cited September 17th of 2019, whereas I was doing my normal inspections, I noticed at that time it was a gentleman there in the rear of the property. Seemed as though he was doing some work to the rear the canopy like structure. I had a conversation with the property owner a few days later, whereas she did state that she had not, she didn't know she needed permits for that particular structure. She said that she would visit the building and zoning department and inquire about obtaining a permit. As of last week, we had a conversation. No permits have been obtained. She's relayed to me that she's been trying to get a contractor, but she first and foremost had another violation, which she had to obtain a variance for, so she had to spend monies on that. She had to pay the monies for the permit and everything. So first and foremost, that took precedent because that violation was open first. So in short, she was taking care of that and would follow up with this one. Since that was taken care of and she's been trying to follow up on it, she's been having problem with finding a contractor and securing someone to do the job. But you know, as of last week, violation still remains, the structure still remains. So I'll let the property owner explain, you know, in detail, you know, what's going on with that and what's her plans for that structure.
All right, ma'am?
Yes.
What's going on with the property?
So I did a shed and a canopy, neither of which is my first time purchasing a home that I knew I needed a permit for. As soon as I was made aware, I started the permit process right away. Because of the financial obligation, I was taking care of one at a time as I could afford. So the shed, it took some back and forth with the city with a lot of paperwork, documentation, variance approvals that they needed. Finally got it approved just last week. And did the inspection yesterday. However, I have one thing to fix and to do another inspection. In the meantime, they told me that I needed a structural engineer for the canopy. It's been challenging to find one that would work on such a small job. So I did ask Ms. Sanders to give me the opportunity to complete everything with the shed to get that approved, which should be done shortly. And then I could work diligently on finding a structural engineer or just removing the structure and all. But I would prefer to keep it if I'm willing to find someone that could give me the certified paperwork needed to say that it was done properly.
Okay. Ms. Sanders, what are you seeking?
I'm willing to give her a little time, seeing that she did have two violations existing. The other one, we are going to, you know, I am going to, you know, ask to be closed because I see that she obtained a permit for that on Monday. She did do the...
That's for the shed, right?
For the shed, but you know, first and foremost with this one, I don't mind giving her a little bit of time, but she has been, you know, working with trying to secure a contractor and trying to get a structural engineer out there, especially during this time of COVID. It's been a little difficult for her. So again, I'm okay with more time.
Thank you.
All right, more time. Okay, so December 3rd works for everyone? That's my next date.
Is this going to be for both cases, the ruling on both cases?
Well, no, the
one is
the next case we're going to go ahead and close. But I was trying to address this one first. The other one, she obtained a permit on Monday. As we all know, our last inspections for these violations are a week prior to the hearing, which is last Thursday, the 8th, when I last visited the property. But she did call me on Tuesday and notified me that the permit was being taken care of. So, and she was doing the inspection yesterday, and I did verify in the computer that they did go out there, inspected, issued the permit and inspected it. So in short, that one will be closed. So we don't have to do that at all.
All right. So we'll see you back on the one case. And if that's resolved, you know, to reach out to the code enforcement officer and take it off the
okay, thank you.
Agenda. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too.
Madam Magistrate, we can release the interpreters now if there's
okay. We have no one on queue. We have no one. Oh, no.
Yeah, we're finished with all of our registrants and those that were here on behalf of any cases. So all the cases left are just cases that there's no attendees.
Okay, great. Thank you, Mr. Interpreter. Now, let me ask the question. Do we have a Creole interpreter on the line?
No, ma'am. They're both already gone.
So that we did have one, I guess is my question. We did have a Creole interpreter?
Yes, Madam Magistrate, one did show up.
Okay, great. All right. Thank you. We may proceed.
We're going to go back to an item I previously called for Alvaro Merchan. He has two cases on the agenda. The first case is CELDR 2019-00007, property address 1451 Northeast 132 Road. The case is Shanna Sanders as the officer. This case was previously adjudicated. It was supposed to be abated by January 8th of 2019, and the fine set was $200.
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami, co-compliance officer for property address 1450. Co-compliance officer for property address 1451 Northeast 132 Road, violation number CELDR 2019-00007. This is for violation of the land development regulation. The property owner is parking his vehicle on the front lawn, which in short has really put his lawn, if not sod, in disrepair. He's been saying for over a year now that he's going to install a driveway. Long story short, this has already been adjudicated as of last week, Thursday, but compliance has not been met.
Special Magistrate, if I may, the attendee or the property owner did register for the hearing. It appears that they were having some technical difficulties, so if we can table the item for the next agenda in order to give them an opportunity to.
Okay, let's do that.
Thank you.
For both cases,
correct.
Yeah, okay.
Jennifer, you're on mute. I see your mouth is moving, but
Did I see in the chat that Alvaro Machan is saying that he is here?
Say that again.
I see in the chat that a person named Alvaro Machan is saying that I am here. Is this the guy for this case?
Do you have audio and video? Let's move you. I'm gonna.
It's the one that's for Spanish.
Yeah, that's the one that needs the Spanish interpreter.
Okay, this is the gentleman that we called earlier that didn't have audio and video. Let me see if we can get him accessed right now. Mr. Machan, do you have video?
You're still on mute, sir.
Now?
Very well. Thank you.
Okay, good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. Can we swear him in, please?
Sir, can you please raise your right hand? Mr. Merchant, do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
Thank you.
I'll start over. Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami, co-compliance officer, giving testimony for 1451 Northeast 132 Road, complaint number, violation number CELDR 2019-00007. This violation was originally cited June 12th of 2019, whereas I issued a notice of violation, had several conversations with the property owner regarding the needing of him to install a driveway because he does not have one. He stated again that he was going to take care of it. I believe he submitted an application to the city. They have denied it a few times as of last week, but permit still on file, not secured with the city. Vehicles are still being parked on the front lawn. Driveway still needs to be installed. I'll let the property owner explain what's going on in his words as to why it's taking so long and why the vehicles are still being parked on the lawn, damaging the sod or where should be the driveway area.
Okay. And this has been ongoing since when, you said, officer?
June 12th of 2019.
Okay. Okay. Sir? Mr. Merchant?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What's going on?
Yeah, the second times they denied my permits was because I forgot to put the approach. So when they told me that the permit was denied, the pandemic started. So that well, it happens. It started the pandemic, and I believe that was on May, around May or March. I don't remember.
And now I did the corrections. I submitted to the city already and waiting for the approval. I hope everything is okay, approved, because the mistake was only the approach. I didn't include it. So when I got the permit approved, I start with my driveway hopefully next week when as soon as they give me the approval. So will be done. The driveway will be done as soon as I can.
Officer Sanders, you're showing that it was resubmitted?
No, I don't see that. We spoke, I believe it was, I think Monday, maybe Tuesday, and he stated that he had an architect coming, trying to look at the job and was reviewing the permits, but I didn't see anything resubmitted to the city as of Tuesday.
Only the correction. I submitted was the correction only. I didn't even have to go in. The lady took my paperwork with the corrections. It was easy and told me bye. So
okay. So when did you submit the paperwork?
Yesterday. The corrections yesterday. Or Wednesday. Not Tuesday. I don't remember Wednesday or Tuesday.
You know, and if I can, Special Magistrate, I'm sorry, go ahead, Mr. Alvarez, go ahead.
No, I just submitted 2 days ago, so I don't know if the correction, so because the permit was already, I asked if I have to pay again, they told me no. No, that's it, was fast. So and waiting for the...
Go ahead,
Ms. If I can, I like as I stated, you know, the reinspection date was last week Thursday. We had a conversation. He's saying he just did this on Tuesday, or either we had a conversation on Tuesday. I think he was going to do it yesterday. This is a case that's been open for over a year, you know, and sadly it took for me giving the notice to appear to get a little motion going on. I would like to go ahead and move forward with the fine, if possible, to maybe give him a little, you know, incentive to go ahead and get this taken care of. Because, you know, even before this violation, this property was cited, this has been an ongoing issue. If you would look at the photos, I believe we had them up, you know, a little while ago. It needs to be done as soon as possible. You know, so I would like to move forward with the finding if possible.
You said the adjudication was entered when?
It was, if I'm looking correct, November 22nd.
The abatement date was January 8th of 2019, and the fine set for this case was $200.
No, but
the abatement rate was January what?
8th of 2019.
Okay.
Can I speak?
Yes, sir.
No, when I had the hearing, I don't remember, was for the beginning of the year, the hearing was canceled because of the pandemic. So it was canceled, the hearing. I didn't go to a hearing for that. It was canceled. Mr. Sanders came here and Mrs. Sanders came here and gave me the notice, told me that it was canceled until further notice. And I please ask for no fine because I have problem with money, and I'm getting money everywhere to do the driveway. It's not.
Your magistrate, my apologies. The abatement
and I'm going to do it for sure.
The year should have been 20, not 19. So it should have been January 8th of 20.
Okay, I was about to say January 20. We haven't had any hearings up until we didn't have any hearings in January. February, or did we?
We did. We canceled as of March, Special Magistrate. However, the building department did not close during the course of the pandemic, and so actually provided for a little bit more time with respect to getting applications submitted, and so Mr. Alvarez did have time to work with the building department, submit applications, etc. during the last 6 months or 7 months at this point.
Can I speak?
Yes, sir.
I have the hearing date. It says month 3/18, 03/18 to 2020. Was the hearing?
That's when we were scheduled and we had to cancel due to the pandemic. So you would have been scheduled in March, but we had to cancel. And this is your first time coming back? reference this case. However, what the city is just pointing out is simply during that time, the building department was open. The city did not close for business with respect to building permits and applications.
All right. All right, I'm going to do a compromise. I will, sir, I do find that the violation still exists. And I will ratify the $200 fines. However, I'm not going to do it retro to January because I think that due to COVID, a lot of things had to come to a complete halt.
My wife lost the job and it's not easy.
So it will start, you're going to start accruing the fines starting today, sir. So you need to make sure that you stay on top of the work and stay in communication with the city regarding your amended or corrected application. And as soon as you get the go ahead to get the what is it?
The permit approval.
No, I was talking about the parking. Get that resolved because you're starting to accumulate a fine of $200. So I want you to understand what this means. Okay.
Okay.
So good luck to you, sir.
All right. Okay. Thank you, General.
What's the second case?
What
is, he has a second case for.
So don't leave. Mr. Merchant, don't leave. You're on mute. Unmute yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
You have another case? Go ahead, guys.
The second case is for parking vehicles on the front lawn. The case number is CEPFY 2020-00130. Officer Shanna Sanders.
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer, again for property address 1451 Northeast 132 Road. As already stated, CEPFY 2020-00130. This violation, this is a new violation that was originally opened on August 13th of 2020, whereas I posted the property with a notice of violation, had a conversation with the property owner again about the parking on the vehicles parking on the front lawn. Sometimes he moves them, he brings them back. He has at least any given day about 6 vehicles parked at the property on the front lawn as well as the front swale. He has explained he has nowhere to put them, but as I explained, more reason why we need to go ahead and get that permit for the driveway. Parking on the front lawn is not allowed. As of last week, when I did the final inspection, vehicles were still parked on the front lawn. I'll let the property owner explain, again, what's going on with the vehicles being parked on the front lawn.
Sir?
Yes. Yes, I mean, it's the same related to the first case to do the driveway, and I will do the driveway if they approve it this week or next week. As soon as they approve, I do the driveway.
Okay. And in the meantime, is there a swell area? Is there another way?
He has a swell area, but on the swell, if you probably saw in the photos before, maybe as well as attached in this one, he has at least 5 vehicles parked on the front swell, which I've also had a conversation with him about that. We only allow 2 vehicles parked on the front swell, parallel to the house, facing direction of traffic. There, as you see in the photos depicted, there is 3 there, is 2 more on the other side of, what would probably be considered the approach. So it's full. It's full house there on the swell and on the front lawn.
Okay. Trying to see what his options are since you have 6 vehicles.
5.
Yes, sir. What'd you say?
No, sorry, 5 vehicles. No, the thing is my wife's car, my stepdaughter, and my daughter. So that's the thing. Many cars. That's why many cars.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the only solution will be the driveway. So.
And the one with And the one with for the parking, is that the first time up, or was that one already adjudicated as well?
This is the first time up for this one.
All right, I'm gonna give him an opportunity to figure out a different way. I find it hard to punish him at this point, but sir, you have to, you heard the testimony of the code enforcement officer. You can have 2 vehicles parked.
Yes, she told me that. I'm aware. Yes.
And you have to find a way to remove the other 4 and find another place to park them, okay? Yes. I don't want this case to come back to me. I know you're trying to get, things together so that you can put in your driveway.
Yeah,
and obviously, hopefully that works out for you sooner rather than later. But I'm going to table the situation with the vehicle and give you an opportunity to figure it out.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right. Okay, thank you.
Any more customers? The next case on the agenda is 1425 Northeast 125 Terrace LLC. The case number is MHVIO 2020-00034. Property address 1425 Northeast 125 Terrace, and Shanna Sanders is the officer.
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. Property address 1425 Northeast 125 Terrace. This is for unit 110. This violation was first brought to my attention by the tenant that resides in this property. He stated to me that his son was breaking out really bad at the property. He had spoke to management several times. His walls were full of mold and mildew. They stated that they would do a mold remediation, plan and try to rectify the situation, but nothing from the property manager or property owner was done. The tenant at that time did a little cleaning of the property, but per my conversation with him last week, Thursday, he's stating that his cleaning is just a small remedy, but as of last week, the violation still remains. His son is still breaking out very badly. He's already had to clean it 3 times over the past, couple of months. So he's, I wish he would have been here to give testimony. But he's stating the violation still remains. I have a few photos that I can show, showing how he's stating his son. This is a photo of the wall, where as you see it's some kind of, it looks maybe like a small dirt or mildew or something to that effect.
I'm not seeing anything. Can we share the show your screen?
The director just stepped out, so I can't do it from my screen. So as soon as she steps back in, I'll see if we can get it up.
Thank you.
Yeah, see, when I put share, it says she has to do it.
So only one person is able to share the screen?
Yes, I believe, Special Magistrate, I believe the holder of the Zoom, meeting, the manager of the Zoom meeting is only allowed to do it. You can put it on the docs, on code docs, case docs, the one that you
Just doesn't say that. I don't know which. So I'll get that.
We were shown how to do it. My apologies, but it's not allowing. So for some reason, it's only allowing the master of the Zoom.
I'm sorry. What are we?
Case docs and then the pictures at the bottom.
Which case?
Number 9, 1425.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. This is in his bedroom. He's showing, he is along this wall and behind this wall, because he's removed this wall and it's a lot of mold there. I was hoping that he would provide me additional photos showing the mold that it was before he did the cleaning. I'm honest enough to say every time he comes out, it's already after he's already done a little cleaning. I wish, I wanted to show it, how it looks, really bad. When I saw it, but as of last week, he did do some cleaning, but these are the only photos that I have here from when I inspected last week, and then the photos from when I initially inspected when he provided me with the doctor's notice saying that his son had been breaking out, and the doctor was stating it was because of all the mold and bacteria in the unit. His son had, it might not be good to see on, but he had like all these bite marks and little pimples and stuff and stuff on his legs and on his arms, saying, his doctor stated that had come from the mold. I asked the property owner to provide me with a mold remediation plan. They're showing me at least that he was cleaning the property and doing some type of cleaning or sanitizing of the unit, especially if, the small children are breaking out like this, especially if the doctor is saying that this is where this is coming from. But as of last week, he's saying that it's still taking place.
When you say he is saying, are we talking about the tenant or the owner? Okay.
The tenant is saying that it's still mold, as you see in the photos here, still mold on the wall, still mold that's coming up in the cracks. He broke a piece of the wall out, whereas it's mold even behind the walls. So yeah, the tenant, the occupant.
Okay, please tell me about notice.
I posted the property. Let's pull it up. I'm sorry. October 6, 2020, I posted the property at 4:03 p.m. whereas I posted it on the door of the property. I also emailed the copy of the notice of violation to the property owner on Friday of last week, because I wanted to verify and make sure that he was up and aware of what was going on at the property and that this was still a pending violation. So again, I posted the property October 6th and I emailed him on actually Thursday. It was the reinspection date.
All right. I'm ruling, but I'm not making any decisions in terms of the minor child and whether or not his condition is due to the mold or what his doctor said. I'm only ruling based on your unrebutted testimony of what you saw in terms of the mold and the evidence presented in regards to that. I do find that the violation exists. I do find in favor of the city. I do find that there's the property owner had proper notice and given proper notice. He failed to appear. I will enter an adjudication and a daily fine amount of $500 with an abatement date of October 29th, by which to comply. If owners fail to comply by the abatement date, I will see them on, I'm sorry, I needed to ask Pilar, are we giving abatement date for November 26th for my December 3rd hearing, or are we?
November 26th for December 3rd.
Okay, so let me amend my findings and say abatement date November 26th.
The next case on the agenda is Carlos Toledo, case number CEEXP 2020-00029, property address 12411 Northeast 1st Avenue. Edney St. Louis is the officer.
No.
Good morning, Magistrate. This is Court Officer Edney St. Louis. This violation was originated back in March 12, 2020. It's in regards to the painting of the exterior wall of a property. As for the AOS, it was posted on October 6th at 2:42 p.m. And as of the final recheck, the property is not in compliance. I've made contact with the wife, who I also explained to her in Creole what needs to be done to the property. And as well as on the recheck date, I had the administrative clerk speak to the husband in Spanish to explain to him what the notice to appear entailed. And as of the final recheck, the property is still in violation.
Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. Also find good notice. Given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Owners shall have until November 26th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $350.
The next property has 4 cases. It's for Celine C. Felix. The first case I'll be calling into record is CEEXP 2020-00049, property address 1021 Northeast 137th Street. Shanna Sanders is the officer.
Which one are we on, 12? Mm-hmm. Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer for property address 1021 Northeast 137th Street. Violation number CEEXP 2020-00049. This is in reference to the exterior, the exterior of the residence. I originally cited this property July 27th, 2020, whereas I sent a notice of violation. I then met with the property owner a couple of days ago. He came into the office, spoke to me about the violation, explained to me that a fire had took place at the property and that he was going to do some cleaning, some re-stuccoing, and some repainting. As of last week, the property, he's done a little bit, but he still needs a little more work done. The exterior of the property has, where the fire took place, some windows burst out, so he had to restucco that area around the windows, whereas it's in need of paint. The awnings are a little dirt stained and mildew stained, need a fresh pressure cleaning and a fresh coat of paint. The roof area, whereas some of the damage took place, needs a fresh coat of cleaning, needs to be cleaned and a fresh coat of paint. So again, as of last week, October 8th, the violation still remains and the house is still in need of some work, cleaning wise, painting wise. I am showing that proper service was given. I posted the property on October 5th at 3:05 p.m., whereas I posted the property in at that time, had a conversation with the property owner. He said that it would be taken care of over the weekend, but again, last inspection, property still remained in need of cleaning and painting.
Okay. Based on the unrebutted testimony, let me ask you, so there was a fire at the location?
Yes, from my conversation with the property owner, yes, it was a fire there. This isn't my zone that I particularly work, but due to COVID, we've had other officers out, so I had to jump in and help out in other areas. From what he stated, I believe it was in June, maybe May or June. He said a month or two ago, so I would think if this was cited in July, maybe it happened in May or June. But yes, you could definitely see the sud from around the windows and everything. The roof area, visibly, you could see that there was some type of damage there. I think he said his wife was cooking something or one of the kids left something on and it caught a fire.
Okay. When did you make contact with them last?
The last time we spoke was actually, we spoke at the property when I was, when I posted it on the 5th.
On the 5th of
October.
Okay. And so I'm curious to know why they're not here. I'm sure there's some explanation as to why, they're still in violation, because if there was a fire, then there's a lot of different other agencies and entities involved in trying to get this fixed. Put up the violation up again for me. Let me see. Okay, let me see the violation again.
And this is
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What you're looking, these are only the photos for the exterior maintenance of the property. There's additional photos as we move on because he has different violations, but this one is just the exterior where some cleaning and painting needs to be done. So as you're looking there, that's the roof area around where the fire took place, the front window that burst out when the fire took place that needs to be taken care of, the area where as he had to kind of clean and stucco, the windows, the awnings that need to be cleaned that are dirt and mildew stained.
Okay. I think you guys said there are several violations, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead and
let's do that, because I'm assuming if it was a fire, there's going to be a lot more that needs to be done.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and start with the next one. The next one is for, but this one is landscaping, but I'll go ahead and just hear them all while we're together. CELSC 2020-00003. He stated that this violation was opened same day. All of these are July 27th, whereas I issued him a notice of violation. Both him and his wife came into the office and met me at the property, and we had several conversations. As I explained to him, he has a lot, going on there. He even stated when the fire took place, it even caught a fire. The tree that was actually in front of where that window was, property, severely overgrown. Bushes on the side need to be trimmed back from the property. It's a need, property needs to be cut and cleaned and properly landscaped, as you see in the photos depicted there. Same notice was given. It was posted at the property October 5th, 2020 at 3:05 p.m.
Okay.
The next one, outdoor storage. This one, he's moved quite a few items. This one is for CEODS 2020-00031. He has a lot of miscellaneous items in the back. On the side, you can't really see it. I wish I could have gotten closer, but it's, he has the stove, he has buckets, he has it's a dryer or something on the side. He has some mechanic stuff. Look like maybe he does some mechanic work there on the side of the house. He has some Jackson stuff or whatever, cones, whereas he said he keeps them against the fence so that the dog doesn't get out. It's a lot of a fan that's inside the front. Bushes of the house. He said he's using that to help prop up the landscaping, but I told him that needs to be removed. A lot of miscellaneous debris that's outside that needs to be stored away properly. Moving down to the next one. This is CEWWW 2020-00039 for the. This one is for, he had a tarp on the property. I kept this one open only because I know I was asked why was we presenting this one. When the fire first took place, he had some damage to the roof area. It was a blue tarp on there that was over the property because he said he was getting some rain damage inside. He's removed it, but he still needs to show and make sure that that area is safe and secure and water resistant. If it was, just removing the tarp doesn't suffice. He needs to possibly get a roof permit and do proper repairs to repair that damaged area. Notice again given same day, October 5th, 3:05 p.m., whereas it was posted at the property. And then the last one we have for, again, same property address, CEWWW 2020-00039. When the fire took place, it burst out the two of the front windows, as you can see clearly depicted in some of the other pictures. I told him he needs to replace that, replace either the glass because he stated that the structure, the windows were still good. So, I told him if you want to keep the actual windows, at least replace that glass there. As of last week, the glass still remains, the windows still remain in the same condition and, are bursted and broke.
Okay. Well, it's unfortunate that they, failed to appear to be able to explain exactly what's going on, what the plan is to get everything fixed. Since it was a fire, I'm assuming there's probably homeowners insurance but anywho, based on the
he didn't have insurance. Is why he said it was taking him this long. He said that he didn't have insurance.
Oh, okay. All right. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice to owners have to appear, hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication, and that's on each case. As for the paint, daily fine amount of that is $300. the landscaping with the trimming of bushes, etc. That's the fine on that is 100. As for the outdoor storage, I'm not entering any fines. And as for damages to the windows, that's 200. And the abatement date for on everything will be November 26th.
Okay, the next case on the agenda is going to be for Damian Kelly, case number CERCV 2020-00060, property 12600 Exora Road. Shanna Sanders is the officer.
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer, property address 12600 Exora Road, violation number CERCV 2020-00060 for violation of parking of a recreational vehicle on private property. I initially cited this violation on August 31st of 2020, whereas I sent a notice of violation to the property owner. I have not had any contact with anyone at the property in reference to this violation. I have knocked on the door several times. I see individuals come to the window, but no one has come and talked to me about this at all. I've sent out even a second letter with hopes that they would, contact me in September. Still nothing as of last week. Thursday, October 8th, violation still remains. Trailer is like a trailer or hitch that's parked on the front lawn. Variance has not been secured with the city, nor has any applications been submitted. But again, the trailer still remains parked on the side, the front side of the house.
Okay, first time up, right?
This is the first time up. I am showing proper service was given. The notice to appear was posted at the property on October 6th at 1:30 p.m.
Okay. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. Also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear, hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Owners have until this November 26th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $250.
The next case on the agenda is going to be Dennis C. Rufino, case number CEBPR 2020-00015, property 2620 Northeast 135 Street. Shanna Sanders is the officer.
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer, property address 2620 Northeast 135 Street, Unit 331. This is a violation for a building without permit or building doing permit work with an expired permit would still entail the same thing. The permit has expired, so no work should be taking place at the property. This violation was initially brought to my attention by the building department, whereas they called me, stated that the tenant next door had complained that they were doing work with an expired permit. I inspected the property. I attempted to inspect the property. I heard noise going on inside, but no one answered the door. Looked in the computer, did see that there was an expired permit. Sent a notice stating that, the property owner needed to renew the permit as of last week. I have not been able to inspect the property, but I do believe from what I heard outside, something was going on and the permits have not been renewed. I am showing service was given, proper service was given. I posted the property on October 6th, 2020 at 2:22 p.m.
Okay. So you were not able to witness any work being done. Describe to me what it is that you heard.
I would, what I would consider to be like a jackhammer or some hammering, nailing, smiling, but I guess, I would consider it like a hammer and or noise that would, be consistent of what a construction site would be. Hammering, nailing, drilling, things of that nature.
And how long did you observe that for?
I observed it maybe 2 minutes. I even went to the car. At that time, I was calling the complainant because I wanted to maybe, see if maybe she, could send me photos of what she saw and things of that nature. Came back upstairs, stood, and maybe for another 5 minutes, I heard noise still going on. So I would say all collectively 7 minutes. 2 minutes when I first initially went, and then 5 minutes when I went back to the phone and came up, and as I had the conversation with the tenant. So 7. I went back on a second occasion when she even called back and said, "Come now, it's happening now." Still work sound like it was going on, still nailing, drilling, things of that nature. I won't say it sounded like the jackhammer that time, but it was definitely movement of, hammering and nailing going on, but no one answered the door.
I need more. I don't know if the complainant is, willing to come and testify in terms of what her experience is. Yeah. But
and I asked her
that could be just about anything. It's hard for me to make a ruling, but based on a 7-minute experience, it could be that, they were breaking something down. It could be that they were putting, pictures up on the walls. I can't rule on that without more.
It's understandable, because I even asked her to give an affidavit to sign the complaint affidavit. She didn't want to get involved, but, so I fully understand.
All right.
So we'll close this case, Special Magistrate, with respect to no evidence.
The next 2 cases on the agenda is for Ebenezer Community. The first case is going to be CEFOB 2020-00003. The property address is 13245 Northwest 7th Avenue. The officer is Shanna Sanders.
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. This is the case for property address or business address 13245 Northwest 7th Avenue. Violation CEFOB CEFOB 2020-00003. This one, again, was brought to my attention by the Business Tax Receipt Office, whereas I was sent the email of properties and or businesses that were out of compliance. I inspected the property, verified what looked to be that there was that they were still in business. The marquee sign still remains up at the property. I haven't seen any activity, but I do, the marquee sign is still there. I spoke with the property owner yesterday regarding the violation. He sent me an email. If I cited this property in January, he corresponded with me in April stating that he would speak to the tenant and take care of everything. He was almost in shock when I delivered the notice to appear, because he stated that he thought all of this was taken care of. I will ask on behalf of the property owner. He's stating that he wants to continue. He wants to start the process of evicting this tenant, seeing that he is 3 years behind and have not taken one step to obtain a business license nor to obtain a certificate of use. Now, since the property owner is fully aware as to everything that's going on, he has asked, he's out of town at this time, but he's asked, could we table this case for a month, give him the opportunity to evict this owner. He just wanted to make sure that he wasn't cited in or held accountable for what a tenant that he thought had taken care of everything was responsible for. I'm okay with moving forward with the case, because if we're going to cite the business, not the property owner, for this violation, but if we are going to hold the property owner accountable, I would like to table this for 1 month. to give him the opportunity now, since again, he's, where what's going on. He wants to, get this tenant out of there.
If I'm not mistaken, City Attorney, and I'll turn it back to you, wouldn't that be specific to the business itself? Certificate of use and business tax receipt, wouldn't that be for the business itself? Would that go to the property owner?
It would go to both. So the way it works is the violator would be the business. They are the ones accountable for pulling their CU and their business tax receipt. However, violations do run with the land. So because the property owner does have this violator tenant on his property, ultimately the lien would be secured against the property and the property owner. So if the will of the officers to table the case not to affect the property owner, we wouldn't have any objection to that.
Okay. All right.
Yes, that's what I would recommend. Mr. Stahl has been a business, a property owner for, more than 25 years here. I looked at a couple of his properties. So yes, if that's what he's asking, I would definitely be okay with giving that, tabling these 2 cases for him.
Okay, then let's do that.
The next case is Grupo TFJ Properties, case number CELDR 2016-00001, property address 13110 Biscayne Boulevard. The officer is Shanna Sanders. This case was previously adjudicated. The abatement date was March 27 of 2019, and the fine set was $500.
Special Magistrate, before you proceed, I spoke with the owner, and I've advised that we'll give them a 30-day extension, so if we can just table the item.
Okay, let's table it. Thank you.
The next case on the agenda is Harrison Hilton, case number CEEXP 2020-00040, property address 150 Northwest 126th Street. Edme St. Louis is the officer.
How many cases do we have after this?
3.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Court Officer St. Louis. This violation is in regards to the painting of the exterior walls of the property. AOS was posted on the property on October 6th at approximately 1:10 p.m. As of the final recheck date, the property is still in violation. The property owner didn't attempt to make contact with me. And this is the pictures of the wall that shows that it needs to be painted. Notice to appear was mail certified. Documents attached.
The pictures doesn't depict the thing, so I have to go by your testimony.
Go down a little bit more. I have a zoom picture in there.
Okay, that's better. So it's just that one wall?
Yeah, the entire property needs to be painted, but as you can see, the bushes kind of blocks off part of the walls. And if you look at the door, it needs painting.
Yeah.
And as of the recheck date, the property is still in violation.
Okay. And we're just dealing with the paint, right?
Yes, we're dealing with the paint for today.
Okay. All right. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find the violation does exist. I find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear, hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Owners have until November 26th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $200.
The next case is Ocean Air Management LLC, case number CEFAC 2020-00010, property address 12345 West Dixie Highway. Edme St. Louis is the officer.
Good afternoon, Code Officer Edme St. Louis. This violation is in regards to commercial property, whom the tenant is having issue with the AC not properly functioning. This is a dense studio. However, I did make contact with the tenant as well as the property owner. The property owner is aware of the issue, but as it pertains to tenant and property owner, it sounds more like it's a legal issues between them. But as far as for the code violation, the AC wasn't functioning at the time that I did inspected the property. The tenant did state he was going to appear this morning. Unfortunately, he did not sign up, as well as the property owner. Violation was posted on October 6th at 12 p.m. However, I don't have any picture to prove that the AC wasn't functioning, because when I did enter the dense studio, it was extremely hot in there. And as of the final recheck, I made contact with the tenant, as well as on October 9th, I emailed the property owner and spoke to the property owner. The violation still exists.
Okay, I have questions. I'm sorry.
Sure.
You entered one of the businesses, or you entered a building and then the AC was not working in the commercial building?
One of the businesses, which is 12345 West Dixie.
Okay, so in one of the businesses, the AC was not working. Did we check to make sure that this was a malfunction, that this was a
According to the tenant and the property owner, it's more of an issue with the breaker that's not working. However, the tenant did went to the extent of buying fans to place in each corner of the dance hall to at least try to operate on the schedules that he have.
Okay, so the owner has admitted that there's an issue with the AC.
Correct.
I see. Okay, I guess I missed that part. Okay, so based on the unrebutted testimony of the corrections officer, of the code enforcement officer, and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. Find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Owner has until November 26th by which to resolve the violation. A long time. Owner has until November 26th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $250.
The next case is Rose Paul, case number CEWWC 2020-00020, property address 141 Northeast 121 Street. Edme St. Louis is the officer.
Good afternoon, Code Officer St. Louis. This violation was generated back February 24th, 2020. It's in regards to the roof, the tarp that's on top of the roof, and the property owner would need to apply and obtain a permit to repair the roof. As it pertains to the property owner, I did make contact with them on October 6th. AOS was handed to the Miss Rose and as well as her daughter at approximately 3:35 p.m. Now, however, they are awaiting for the insurance to proceed with the repairs on the roof. As she stated to me, it is a lengthy process. It now is just a matter of the insurance finalizing everything on their end to issue the funds that they need to get somebody to repair the roof.
You said this violation was cited when?
February 24th, 2020.
24th, 2020. Typically with these cases, what we have done, because we know it's always involved issues with the insurance company, with the homeowner's insurance. ask the city attorney. Forgot. Usually give them an extension. We usually allow them the opportunity to work things out.
It appears to be a new case. I don't see any adjudication on it. We're okay with giving the property owner whatever time that they need to work it out with the insurance and to, make the repairs, but we would like to have an adjudication so that if there is any inactivity in the process, that we'd still be able to hold them accountable at some point with a fine.
You said there has been an adjudication in this case?
No, I don't see one. I don't see one on this case, and I'll ask the clerk to verify, but it looks to be a new case with no ruling yet. So we'd ask just for an adjudication and then an abatement date, and then we can keep the case moving along.
It is a new case.
Okay. All right. So based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. Also find in favor of me. I find that there's proper notice giving the good notice. The owners have failed to appear. Only issue is I have until November 26th. That's not enough time. We are in October 15, November 26th. So I want to give him at least 90 days. Where would that bring me?
January 13th.
I'm sorry?
January 13th would be the abatement date for the January 20th hearing.
Okay, so let's give him till January 13th. And the daily fine amount, this is a roof, right? The daily fine amount on that would be, daily fine amount $450.
The last item on the agenda is for Yonsei Park, case number CEEXC 2020-00002, property address 12580 Northeast 6th Avenue. Edme St. Louis is the officer.
Code Officer Edme St. Louis, this violation is in regards to the exterior wall of a commercial property that needs to be repainted. However, contact was made to the clerk of the business, which happens to be the mother of the property owner. Her name is Jag Sin Young Park. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Notice to appear was handed to the property owner on October 6th at 12:08 p.m. However, on June 2nd, 2020, the property owner requested an extension, which the extension was granted to them. As of the final recheck on October 8th, the violation still exists. The wall is not painted.
I have pictures, Special Magistrate. Sorry, I got distracted for a second.
All right. Okay. Based on the, you said the last time you made contact with the property owner's mother, you said that was back in June?
No, October 6th.
Oh, okay. All right. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I also find good notice. Given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. I hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Owners have until November 26th. by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $400.
Looks like that concludes our agenda, Special Magistrate.
Okay, so I'm sorry.
We're done.
Okay, so we're done?
Yes.
Oh, then, good. So we're recessed. All right. Until next time, everyone have a good day.
Thank you. You too.